Good morning and welcome to KPC and welcome everyone online. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be doing our Sunday morning meditation and we always want to start with remembering our motivation and intention for doing this today, our compassionate intention and wish to free all beings from suffering. So coming from that place, really grounding in our intention for doing this. So we'll start with that and just take a minute to establish that in our minds, and then we'll do the opening prayers together. All right. So I'm going to put them up on the screen here too. So we will be doing the 7-line prayer 3 times. Morgan yogi nu chamsam pemange sadambola yasan shogi no jumne pemajune she sudra koru kandrom mambokor keki jesu dag druki jinje lop shir sheksu sol Guru Pema Siddhihum Organ Yogi Nuchamsam Pemange Sadampola Yasan Shogi No Jumne Pema Jungne Shesudra Koru Kandrom Mambokor Keki Jesu Dag Druki Jinje Lop Shir Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Siddhihum Organ Yogi Nuchamsam Pemange Sadambola Yasan Shogi No Jumne Pema Jungne Shesudra Koru Kandrom Mambokor Keki Jesu Dag Druki Jinje Hop Shir Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Siddhihum. All right, so again, with a mind full of compassion and for it to be full with the wish to free all beings from suffering, that's how we begin all of our practices here, whether it be a meditation or sitting down for a Dharma teaching or doing a practice together. It's really important to set our motivation because it determines the direction of our actions. And so we always just establish the proper motivation. So the meditation we'll be doing today is called Shamatha meditation. And we refer to the text that Jetsuma wrote in her book, Stabilizing the Mind. So meditation has become almost very trendy these days. We find it everywhere in the wellness community and the workplace, and we mostly hear about it being great for relaxation. But what is the point of meditation, and why are we doing this, and why do we want to infuse this in our life? And meditation is the natural state of our mind when it's relaxed, when it's stable and open, and yet wakeful and alert. And the whole point of meditation is to create more spaciousness in our mind. So you may know this if you're a longtime meditator. You can see the difference. You can feel the difference, and you can see how it affects your everyday life. So if you're new to this and you're just dipping your toes in meditation for the first time, you'll start to notice as you make this more of a habit that the spaciousness in our mind grows, and we are able to deal with our emotions better. We're able to deal with whatever comes our way in life. So we can create that pause or that buffer between the action and our reaction. We're constantly reacting and becoming distracted by everything that's coming into our view. So this is really a chance to rest the mind, really rest and get in touch with our breath. And we think of all the ways that we try to stay healthy or fit or eat the right foods, but what are we how are we resting our minds? What are we what are we doing? What effort are we putting forth for our mind? So, and meditation is also the first step in developing bodhicitta, which is the compassionate wish to free all beings from suffering. So you want to take a comfortable seat, whether you're on the floor or in a chair. Your hands can either be, right over left in your lap comfortably, or you can, if it's more comfortable to put your hands on your thighs, that's okay too. But the main point is to have a straight spine, and we're not rigid. It's relaxed, and our shoulders are open, our elbows are open, and we're gazing down at the floor. Our eyes are remaining open, so kind of like we're drawing a line, like a bridge, from the bridge of our nose all the way down, and choosing a spot to rest our gaze. And then really just breathing naturally. This isn't a meditation where we're going to be counting our breath. This is just very natural breathing and putting a very light attention on the breath. So if your attention is anywhere, it's on the breath, but it's a thin attention. We're not overthinking, oh, I'm breathing. Oh, just keep focusing on the breath, whatever our mental loop is with that. It's just breathing naturally and not trying to control the breath, but just observing it. Like your attention is like a feather gently riding the wave of your breath. So if thoughts come up, which, some moments you might have your mind might feel very active and busy, and other moments it might feel very clear. But if those moments do come up where it's very active, we can just again try to return again and again to the breath, just letting the thoughts go, letting the thoughts be. Our attention isn't lost by having thoughts. It's when we go down the road with them and we observe them and we judge them and we think more thoughts because of that. So we can imagine almost tossing our thoughts out or cutting the thoughts and throwing it away, if that's helpful too. They become very, very busy. So again, just bringing our attention back to the breath again and again. Light attention on the breath. And if we're finding ourselves particularly tired this morning, we can raise our gaze a little bit to let more light into our eyes, which will keep our attention more focused. Or if our mind is very active today, we can lower our gaze to have less light in the eye and to relax our minds more. So we're going to start, we'll just do a few sessions, and we'll start with 5 minutes together and just see how our minds make it through that. And if you're just starting this, it's best to just start where you're at. So you can even start with 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes and just keep building until you find longer periods of spaciousness in your mind. And once make it more of a habit in your life, it will become easier to do longer periods of time. So we'll start with 5 minutes starting now. to stretch or grab a water. So again, trying to find moments where we can infuse meditation into our daily lives. It doesn't always have to look like such a formal sit-down meditation, too. It also can be moments where we're throughout our day, just taking a moment, even just to, meditate for a minute, for 2 minutes in between the busyness of our day. So taking time, sitting in your car for an extra minute and just connecting into that spaciousness in your mind before you're on to the next thing. So we can choose to have it be a part of our day and our week. And for the people online as well, we do have, and everyone here, we do have other resources on our YouTube page. We have a meditation playlist where there's teachings about meditation and different types of meditation on there to check out. Today we're focusing on the breath, but we can also, on our own time, focus our attention on a stone or a flower or a statue or a candle. So we can choose different ways to focus the mind besides the breath as well. So let's see what time. Okay. We'll do a little bit of a longer session now. Let's see. All right. And one thing I didn't mention earlier too, as we're, with our straight spine, hands in our lap and shoulders and elbows out, staring down towards the floor, and resting our gaze on that kind of line from the bridge of our nose. We're also going to keep our mouth slightly open by putting our tongue at the back of our teeth. So it's just a very slightly open, relaxed mouth in that way. And again, making sure that our body is relaxed and not too rigid, or on the other hand, or not like, hunched over, which is kind of, easy to do these days. All right, so let's do a longer session together. Here's my timer. Come on. All right, so I think we will I think we'll do our, actually let's just end with like sometimes I'll end with a really short one, just see how our minds are with a very short one to finish. So we'll just do 2 minutes and then we'll do closing prayers. Okay. All right, so we'll do the closing prayers on the back of the paper, and I'll put them up on the screen. So this is, after we do anything virtuous like meditation or a practice, we always like to seal in the virtue and dedicate that that merit or that benefit to all sentient beings. So we'll do that now. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I have accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice and all that I will ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, whatever kind of beneficial action, whatever kind of wishing prayers, whatever kind of omniscience, whatever kind of life accomplishment, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have. Similarly, I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all realms. So thank you all so much for joining, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day to anyone watching online too. And again, we are here every Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time for meditation. And after this, we have a 11:30 drum circle over at the Guru Rinpoche statue where we recite mantra and drum. So yes, join us
Thank you so
there.
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining.